It is Monday, May 11th. Welcome to CGN News. Jamaica has now surpassed 500 COVID-19 infections. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reports that the country has recorded 4 new cases since yesterday, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 502. The 4 new cases are all males ranging from age 17 to 63 years old. One of the newly confirmed cases, a 31-year-old man from St. Anne, brings to 3 the number of COVID-19 positive persons who arrived in the country on Wednesday last week under the controlled reentry program. 90 people have now recovered from the disease and 9 are dead. No one has been deemed critically ill. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, students in Jamaica wanting to return home amidst the problems created by the coronavirus, including locked borders, must each pay an estimated US $1,339 for a return flight. In a letter to the stranded students, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Honorary Council to Jamaica, June Barber, warned that the airfare could increase if there are fewer than 56 students making the journey. She said the Antigua-based regional airline LIAT, of which St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a shareholder, has quoted a cost of US $75,000 for a charter flight from Jamaica to St. Vincent. Many of the self-funded students have returned home amidst community spread of COVID-19 in Jamaica, but some of the stranded students include those whose education is being funded by disadvantaged student loans and scholarships. The borders of the Cayman Islands will remain officially closed at least until September 1. This was disclosed by Tourism Minister Moses Kirkconnell, who said that no cruise ships will be landing here before then, despite cruise lines advertising sailings to the territory in August. The tourism minister said that the cabinet has passed a policy that the port will not be open to cruise lines until September 1, 2020, but added that there was no guarantee the port would be opened by then, as that time frame will be reviewed at a later date. 11,000 marijuana plants seized in drug busts after 2 days of removal. Police in Barbados now have over 11,000 marijuana plants in custody. The plants were removed from a field in St. George. With an estimated weight of 920 pounds, the plant's estimated street value is 1.8 million Barbadian dollars. Now let's take a look at the rest of the world. An Iranian naval exercise accident in the Gulf of Oman has killed 19 sailors and injured 15 others, Iran state media reported today. State media initially said that the servicemen were killed in a misguided missile attack, but later dropped references to the nature of the accident. The incident happened near the southern Iranian port city of JASK. Iranian authorities later released photos of the Konarak ship docked at a harbor in an apparent bid to dispel rumors that the vessel had sunk. The Konarak is a logistical vessel armed with a 20mm caliber cannon and an anti-ship cruise missile launchers. The vessel also goes on reconnaissance missions and lays mines. Some 40 people were on board. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has called for people across the UK to return to work. The government's previous stance was that people should only go to work if they must. However, Johnson stressed that anyone who can't work from home, for instance, those in construction or manufacturing, should go to work. Also, from Wednesday, people in the UK will be able to sunbathe in their local parks, exercise as much as they want, and drive to other destinations, he said. Until Johnson's announcement, residents whose jobs were considered non-essential were advised to leave home only for local exercise once a day and to buy food or medicine. Now, the Prime Minister has laid out a plan that he described as a cautious balance between keeping infections low while easing the economic burden brought on by the pandemic. Some details of the plan include: people returning to work should avoid public transportation where possible. A new 5-tier alert system like one the UK uses for terror threats will be employed by a biosecurity center. Primary schools could reopen from June 1, but that is the best case scenario. More shops and the hospitality sector could reopen in July depending on circumstances. Sudan's government has criminalized female genitalia mutilation, FGM, clamping down on a practice that most of the country's women and girls have endured. An amendment of the country's criminal code was passed outlawing FGM, the Sudanese Foreign Ministry said in a statement, adding that the action fell under the government's commitment to international human rights agreements. According to United Nations, data around 88% of the female population in Sudan have suffered FGM. making it one of the world's most affected nations. The Foreign Ministry highlighted that for this law to be successfully enforced, there needs to be a community effort and coordination between all parties in raising awareness of the issue through community outreach. That's it for the CGN News. Thanks for tuning in. I am Cynthia Shea Clark.